Okay. Alright, guys. No need to sing. Well, what did I see today? I saw Moonfall. Yeah. So what do you say about this? Well, it's not the typical movie that your boy likes to go to. I mean, it's not animated. Well, I mean, parts of it were certainly CGI, but like it's not like an animated movie that's got animated characters and like animated everything. It's not based on like a toy franchise or anything like that. Funded in part by everybody's favorite company, the Tencent Group. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. That's just what I want. I just want to go to a movie theater and see a bunch of trailers for things that are either Tencent or Disney, like one or the other. Two choices is probably enough for everybody, really. But I'm not salty about that. Not really. Okay, look, so my last film impressions, I think it got a little heated, but this is just like a dumb popcorn movie, and that's exactly what I went to go see it expecting. Like, I didn't expect anything amazing, and I was pretty happy with what I got. You've got like tons of big action scenes, loads of destruction, explosions, disasters, all the stuff you look for in one of these kinds of movies. I think it's called Moonfall. I think Moonfall. That's the name of the movie. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't really I don't think I recognize any of the actors in it. But basically, it's about like this doomsday scenario where they find out that the moon is changing its orbit and it's going to come down into the earth and just destroy everything. And I don't want to give too much away, but like it feeds into some like conspiracy theories that people have about like, oh, the moon's like hollow, like it's got stuff, it's like put there by aliens or whatever. And I don't know if they are just capitalizing on that audience or if like the movie was produced by Roland Emmerich. I don't know if he actually believes that the moon is hollow. I really hope not, but I'm not going to put it past him. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who believe crazy stuff about the moon. Uh, they call it moon madness, right? You know, lunar madness. I believe that's what they call it. So, yeah. So I mean, like solid action. I mean, okay. So you've got like a disgraced astronaut whose like mission got attacked by this alien force or whatever, and then nobody believed him because like his crewmate was unconscious when it happened. So like she couldn't vouch for him or anything. So then like 10 years later they're like, we're getting the team back together. You know how it is, right? It's like, I need you to work with me now. Turns out you were right all along or whatever. And then you've got like sort of a conspiracy nut, like a crackpot scientist, but he finds out, hey, hang on, this is happening. Like he still manages to get access to like some data, and then he like crunches the numbers and he's like, guys, the moon is falling. And they're like, oh, I guess we got to bring him along. And then like you've got the other astronaut who was knocked unconscious. Like she didn't claim to see anything weird, so she's like at NASA still. There's like a time skip, so like years after the mission, like you check back in with all the characters. So she's like trying to do the right thing and sort of get the mission from the ground. Initially she's like, I am the boss of NASA, and I'm here to like determine how we're gonna solve this thing. But eventually she's gonna have to reunite with her old teammate, and there's like bad blood because it's like, well, I'm still at NASA and you aren't, and it's like, well, some sparks are gonna fly on that one. And like, I don't know, I mean, Okay, like, so it's sort of it's a fun movie. Like, it's fun to see all the explosions. Oh, and there was this hilarious shot. They just oh my gosh. Like, all the gravity messes with the buildings. So like the guy's like the guy's like on the phone. He's like, "Hey, where are you?" She's like, "I'm at the Chrysler building." And he's like, "Isn't that in New York?" Not anymore. And then they just cut, and there's like the Chrysler building is just like half of it has just been pulled up by the moon's gravity, and it's somewhere else completely. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh man, fun times. But anyways, so like, yeah, so the moon is causing all kinds of disasters because it's coming close. Like, the tides are going, and like there's a bunch of earthquakes and like tectonic activity going on. I mean, it's a whole mess, and they have to pull the moon back into the right orbit by beating the aliens or whatever, and then they have to save the day. So, like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure this guy has done movies about aliens invading the earth on an apocalyptic level before, and like, I thought it was fine. The effects were pretty good. Like, the moon stuff looked pretty legit. I mean, it's not. The moon is not hollow, guys. Just for the record, the moon. Okay, all right. I'm gonna calm myself. I must calm myself. I know you guys don't actually think the moon is hollow, um, but like, I've read stories about like superstructures and like Dyson spheres and stuff before, and so they were kind of riffing off of that idea. They were like, "What if the moon is like a giant Dyson sphere?" Um, and man, those stories really explain the concept. So I totally got it when they were like, "Oh, we're talking about superstructures." I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I know what that's about." Um, I mean, like, I don't know, it was fun. I would say, like, if you are a fan of these sort of action movies, maybe go see it. If you like movies about space, like, I don't know, Interstellar or like Gravity or that kind of thing, there's some of that in this. There's like people in spacesuits flying around. There's also people in like the spaceships flying around. So, yeah, like, it was pretty good. And, coming from, taking funding from Tencent, there's gonna be some stuff. Like, the main vehicle that they're using in space is the Chinese spaceship, of course. And they make sure to get lots of cool shots about how awesome it looks flying around or whatever. Um, and there's no gay people in the movie. I was really disappointed. I like, initially they introduced this character and I was like, "Oh, this is the wife of the lady." Like, she got divorced and now she's married. But then it turned out it was like not her wife at all. So like, that was a little disappointing. I like seeing that kind of stuff. I feel like action movies, they don't move very quickly in terms of like getting progressive values or whatever. Or representation. But it's like, well, yeah, Chinese funding, so there you go. Um, but to be fair, they mentioned like every major space agency when they were doing like international efforts or whatever. They're like, yeah, we're gonna have NASA work with like the European Space Agency and all that sort of thing. I mean, there's other countries out there that have space agencies too. Like, not that you would know it because they're not terribly successful, but Japan has like a space agency, and like India has a space agency, and there's some other ones, but like they mentioned like the big three, I guess. So it's like, whatever, that's fine. Um, I think there's like some other country, some sort of some kind of country in between like China and Europe. Like, I think there might be some sort of space agency in the middle there. But they didn't mention that one like at all. So that's interesting, I guess. Um, like, I don't know. You think that like a movie about the whole Earth getting affected would be about more than just like the U.S. and like Europe and China, because there's more countries than just that. But like, I don't know, maybe they didn't have enough time. I mean, it wouldn't take that much time. Like you just mentioned, like offhandedly, like we're getting help on the ground from like the India Space Agency. Like they're coordinating their satellites, or like you just talk about like, oh, we're communicating our with our allies in like South America, where all the telescopes are or whatever, where like the big astronomy labs are. um I mean, like they did mention that once they had like a guy talking to his buddy who was working at the yeah, the telescope, the big telescope array. um I think and it's not, yeah, and he wasn't speaking with like an American accent, like, so you can kind of tell. But yeah, I don't know. I just, like, obviously, I guess it's an overstuffed movie already. They have to establish that every single member of the mission has like family and friends that they're leaving back at home. So that takes a lot of time. It's like, well, I gotta call my son. My son's in California. I gotta call him. I gotta make sure he's all right. We're like, oh, I gotta make sure my daughter gets out of the thing okay, or whatever. The typical thing. So it's like, all right, my cousin, he's working in the office or whatever. Like, we gotta check on him. Um, and there was like a decent amount of the movie that's like devoted to the people on the ground, like running around in sort of an apocalyptic scenario, and like that was all right, I guess. I don't know. There's these characters don't have a lot of character to them. They're action movie characters. What do you expect? It's like, this guy is nervous all the time. This guy is like, this guy is the commander, so he's like a commanding presence, and that's about it. It's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do? They established one character like constantly needing medication, and I kind of felt like that should have led to something. Like at one point he's like, oh, I can't go on the mission, like I've got medical problems, and they're like, yeah, you're fine, get on the rocket, we're launching in the hour. It's like, okay, I mean, I don't know. I kind of expected that like there would be a key moment when they were up in space, and then like he'd be like, where's my medication, I ran out of my medication, and he'd like have some kind of adverse medical thing happen to him. But apparently not. Apparently he was just fine. Like, they just shouldn't, the pills are just floating around. He's like, just take one of these floating pills and eat it. It's like, okay, dude, that's fine. I don't know. I felt like that should have led to something more than just like, oh, I can't go on the space mission. Because, like, he was going on the space mission anyways. Like, whatever. I don't know. What do we have for trailers this time? What do we have? We had another trailer, that same trailer that I've seen a couple times, for a movie called Ambulance, directed by Michael Bay. It's sort of like an action movie about an ambulance and all sorts of actiony scenes. They got helicopters flying around, ambulance driving out of explosions. It's like, okay. All right. I mean, I guess if he's not doing Transformers anymore, he's got to do something. So I'm not going to go see that, but I get why it was in front of this, because like this is an action movie. What else? So Bob's Burgers movie, that was a new trailer. I was like, what the heck is this, for like the first 30 seconds of it? And then they finally revealed, like, oh, it's Bob's Burgers. And I was like, oh, okay. I think some of my family members really love Bob's Burgers, the show. So maybe they'll go see that movie with me sometime. What else? Oh, we got a trailer for Lightyear, a space movie. Gotta put a space movie trailer in front of the space movie. It's like about the astronaut who inspired the Buzz Lightyear toys, I think. I imagine it's going to be kind of like Interstellar, but I don't really know. I guess I'm excited for it. Another trailer that I've seen a million times. I think so many times I've maybe forgotten what it actually is. But I swear, like the first trailer was like, oh, this one again. Um, hmm. Was it ambulance? Oh yeah, yeah, Batman, of course. New Batman movie coming out. Seen that trailer like a million times. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it's a superhero movie. I'll probably go see it when it comes out. Villain this time is the Riddler, and then you've got like Catwoman, and I'm like, oh, okay. I don't think I've seen a Batman movie with the Riddler in it in a while. I think he might have been in um, like one of the animated movies, Batman movies that I've watched. So maybe I know from that. Um, it's like okay, cool, another Batman movie. Um, that it's sort of an inevitable thing, and I mean, at least it breaks up the whole the Disney or Tencent thing. Actually, I don't know who's distributing the Bob's Burgers movie either. That one might be kind of an independent ish thing or like a different studio. Um, I thought that might have been from Fox, and Disney owns Fox, so I don't know. Anyway, any other trailers? I don't know. Um, in terms of movies that I know are coming out eventually, they're gonna make another. Oh, they're making another. What are they making? They're making a sequel movie. Yes, they're making a sequel to. What are they making a sequel to? Sequel to. Am I thinking of Sing? I'm not. I can't say I'm really anticipating Sing too, but that is a movie that's out. Um, I swear they were making a sequel to something else that was actually interesting. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's so late. I guess I've lost my memory. But the movie about the person. I think it's called like Chasing Red or like Turning Red or something. The movie about the person turning into the panda. I think that's a Pixar movie. It's coming out in March, so that's exciting. Can't wait for that one. I love me a Pixar movie. And yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was in front of this one, but I've seen it at other movies. There's a trailer going around for like this sort of vampire movie. It's about like a guy who's like super sick and then he turns into a vampire. Um, so like I don't know. That one gives me kind of like Blade vibes, I guess. Because he's like a vampire. Um, like I might skip it. I might go to it. We'll see. I hope the video is still filming, but thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to watch another video, there'll be some videos around probably if I remember to put them in. Otherwise, you can check the channel page. Just click on videos, and on the channel page, there'll be some stuff there. I think I have a playlist for these movie reviews. If I don't, I'll try and make one. But have a nice whatever time of day it is where you are.